some tracks on the road there, but I think they are hyena tracks. I'm just going to double check that quickly. Okay, so we have arrived. Now the tricky part is actually finding the nest. It's so well camouflaged. Well, it's not really a nest, it's just the egg that's very well camouflaged. There's not much with regards to the actual nest itself. There it is. So have you got it there, Liam?
We lost it now.
Yeah, okay, there it is. You just go straight in.
Okay, go.
So, would you believe it? That little pile of stones with the very cryptically camouflaged egg is a bird's nest. Now, what we don't understand is that there were 3 eggs here initially, and now there's only 1. So we're not sure if the others were eaten or have hatched. Now, if they've hatched, we're asking ourselves, well, why aren't there any remains of the egg there? Therefore, maybe something just came past and ate 2 of them and only had space for 2, but you'd think, unless it was a snake that predominantly feeds only on eggs, an egg eater, maybe that would have been 2 would have been sufficient for itself, and it may not have needed to feed on any more. Or it could be that this egg simply hasn't hatched, and the other 2 did, and now the adults have moved off with those 2 chicks. Because right now, there's no sign of the adults, and usually if we were parked this close to the vehicle, they would come and start shouting at us. So, I have just seen one of the adults though, and I'm going to take a close look with my binoculars from a distance and try and establish if the tiny little chicks are not close to it. Now, okay.
Right now behind it, 1 meter.
Oh, nice.
Looks like a brain.
Is that not a sandgrass?
Yeah, it might be. Something.
So that's a blacksmith lapwing that you can see, but Vim, if you pan to the left and then zoom in, oh no, tiny bit, sorry, to the right, and then, are you on full zoom? Are you on full zoom, Vim? Okay. Well, there is a bird sitting there in the grass. You can just see a little kind of darker brown blob in the center of the shot, just off to the right. And that's a double-banded sandgrass, a very pretty bird that I'd like to take you to have a closer look at. And we can also have a closer look at the crowned lapwing adults and see if those little chicks aren't with them. The chicks usually spend only a few hours in that nest before they move off, and they too, just like the egg, are incredibly well camouflaged and rely on just being able to sit down on the floor and not move and nothing can see them. So the 2 adult lapwing are currently sitting side by side with not a worry in the world, and it could be that they are sitting away from where the chicks are, if there are in fact 2 chicks. But I think it's safe to say that unless these are different to the owners of that nest, that they've abandoned that nest now and are no longer concerned about it, and therefore it may be that that egg simply hasn't hatched. Now, to see these little baby chicks would be 1 in a million, but certainly worth us having a look for, because they would be incredibly cute. Well, there's some great news, folks, and Brent has found something very interesting. So, without further delay, over to Brent.
Welcome back, guys. I can't pretend to understand what's just happened, but we've just found looks like one of the Matimba males, and he's just appeared out of nowhere at Buffelshoek Dam, even though we had his tracks crossing miles from here. And the other one, I don't know if he's been seen. I'll find out when I get a chance to speak to the game drive stations. It is. He's got the scar. Andrew, have you called this in yet? Copy, one Madodangala at Buffelshoek Dam, busy mobile north on the eastern side of the dam, 2 stations here. So he's been doing the roundabouts, but there's one thing you should never try, predict too much of an animal. That can always surprise you. Looks like he's calling. Just he's chosen a much better road if he'd gone to the left. Thanks, next by pure fluke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a spot where we can possibly get around the front of him just now. Feet. Now we can just hope he roars directly at us. So, I don't think he knows about the giraffe carcass yet. Otherwise, he'd definitely be on his way there. So after that call, he's going to listen for a little bit, see if he hears anything else calling, one of the other lines. This Madodangala is now stationary on Hippo Pools Road, very close to the junction with Buffelshoek East, lying in the road. It's very difficult to explain what he must have done this morning. He must have zigzagged, gone back, and those tracks we found earlier were definitely of a male lion crossing south, but which we presumed was him, but obviously wasn't. If we stay with him for a while, I'm quite confident he might roar again. Sorry, next is listening to the Game Drive channel go again.
How big are his paws? Alice in Ohio.
Oh, Alice, the problem with trying to show you the exact size of his paws is that I probably use my hand, and everyone's got different sized hands, so it makes it quite difficult. I'm trying to find something that's something that's a fixed size. Yeah, possibly the best. What number? Oh, quickly. Alison, I will get back to your question. I just think he might roar quite shortly, so we're just going to sit and listen for a little bit. Oh, he's playing with us. He's listening quite intently, hoping to hear a response from his coalition mate. There's a herd of elephants arriving behind him. And there's also a Chambrian drove arriving at Buffelshoek Dam. Rodangala is now mobile, east on Hippo Pools. He looks quite hungry, like he could do with some giraffe in his life. Good evening, Pat from Massachusetts. Pat would like to know about this lion's health. She doesn't know whether he looks well or not. I'd say he's a little bit hungry, but he's in pretty good condition. He's not showing any major limps with that. He did have an injury on his paw, but it doesn't seem to hamper him too much. I mean, he's a little bit hungry, but for a lion of his age, he's in very, very good condition. Certainly better fed than the last time I saw him. You could actually see his hip bones. Really, they were really protruding. But that happens with lions from time to time, and it's not the biggest train smash for them. Lions recognize each other's roars 100%. They most definitely do. I've actually, when I was involved in filming another project with some captive bred lions, we did tests to see their reactions to lions that they knew, to unknown lions, and the reaction to unknown lions was instant and aggressive. So most definitely they can recognize each other's roars and different lions' roars. And their behavior will be compared to another male lion that's possibly moving into their territory. So I'm going to try shoot around. Watch the... Sorry, Next, I didn't get that last one. Good evening, Terry from upstate New York. Terry would like to know how far we are from the other lions. Wait, we're just going to keep quiet. Wow, wasn't that amazing, guys? Let's see. Oh, I'm not going to deal with this. Good, try that. I'm going to keep watching for another spot where we can try get in front of him. Well, sometimes you can do all the tracking in the world and all you need is a little bit of luck. And that's exactly what happened to us this afternoon. We tried to track this morning, day before, and today not particularly looking for anything, going to look for some nice birds and maybe some elephants, and he just appears. Oh, is that running there? Oh, little Steenbok. I don't think he's too much danger from the lion. So we're just going to zoom around. Just give me a sec. Next. Let me know when you need lighter. No light? Light?
Yeah, no light for that.
So we're quite lucky. This big elephant path that he's walking down, I've actually tracked the Mvula down. So that's why I knew where there's a little shortcut to get ahead of him. Watch out on your side there for the thorns. Romeo? Can I go?
Yeah, just go.
So this little thorn tree right in front of me is going to peer from behind that shortly onto that elephant path and onto the next road.
Can you put some germ?
I'll put I'm just going to reverse a bit ahead of him. Personally, can I go? Which road is he going to go down? stations. This Mvula is now very close to Kwatile junction with Pools. Unfortunately, the bush is quite thick on both sides. There's no real spot. Now, I'm hoping I can just sneak ahead of him for one last. Or he might go and turn north on the boundary. We'll see shortly. It'll be quite interesting to see which way he goes now. If he continues east or he goes south or north. But it looks like he's going straight east. This Mvula is crossing east. I think it's called Pipeline Road in Torchwood. Come on, farewell roll. Oh, he's lying down. Well, then we're just going to sit right here. So, in relation to where he's sitting, he's facing probably a little bit southeast. And the giraffe carcass from him is probably almost due north. Or northeast from him. So basically where he's looking at the moment, that is the direction of the giraffe carcass. Animals lying up 20 meters into Torchwood, off the pipeline, cheetah cut line junction. What is the visual out of 5? And just ask Scott if he thinks he's going to do something interesting. If that's the case, we must cut to Scott. Changes his mind, changes direction, hopefully. Till then, we're going to cross over to Scott, see what Scotty's got.
And we're in luck. Djuma has moved. And now has come down. So our timing has been a little bit off this afternoon. We missed his initial feeding at around 3 p.m. when there was another vehicle here. And it appears we've just missed his 6 o'clock feeding. Now, they don't feed every 3 hours necessarily, but that has been the case this afternoon roughly. It therefore means that I think it will be sometime. The fact that he has been feeding on it means that the smell of meat and blood will be permeating through the air. Other predators, even lion and other leopard, may come to investigate and look for an easy meal. Elephants are rustling, we think it's elephants, rustling in the bushes. To our left. We can't really reposition the vehicle in any way. The riverbed is only wide enough for the vehicle, so we can't really move around. Now, what I can tell you folks is that I am very, very envious of all of you, because it sounds like you have had an incredible sighting with Brent. And for those of you who were on the morning safari with myself, we did manage to see that same male lion for a few minutes. And he did vocalize just once, but it doesn't sound like it was quite as good as... And I did mention this morning that if there was one thing that I could choose to be able to show people on safari in Africa, it would be that. It would be to hear a male lion. And so happy that Brent's got his turn this evening. We had our turn this morning. And also, as you would have probably pieced together, we completely were wrong and misinterpreted the tracks that we did have of him. And again, you learn something. Very envious of all of you, and it was quite funny hearing Nikki's remarks from the final control. She was also very jealous of it there at the moment. So wonderful news for everyone, and our luck continues here at Djuma. We've been very, very fortunate with some incredible game viewing. And it's not just seeing certain animals, it's the quality of the sighting. He's roaring, which is what I've been told has just happened with you and Brent, is incredibly great quality. Well, life is good. The kill. We just heard the distress call of the diker as the leopard obviously caught it. And in this area and helped us to find this leopard. If it wasn't for that diker's distress call when it was caught, we probably would have moved away. As it's very thick and hard to get vehicles into, even if you do find the animal on foot. Well, we had a quick peek up at the kill. We're not far from it, and we will show it to you shortly. Well, I guess now would be a good time, as he's lay up behind a bush there. We're just going to need to reverse ever so slightly, but that's fine because we can't see him from where we are now. So we may as well reverse a little bit and show you the kill, and then decide what to do next. See it from this side still. Oh, no. Let's see if we can creep a little bit forward and see it, but I fear that from this angle we may not be able to see it exactly where he's sitting. We'd be able to get a view, but he's already got that spot. You might be able to get it in that small gap there, I'm not sure. Can you see it there? Okay, let me creep forward ever so slightly. Now, you can just see a tiny, maybe a little bit more, so he certainly will be here in the morning, which is good prospects for us, and hopefully our timing will be a little bit better, and we'll get to see him up this tree. Okay, copy. Awesome. Copy, perfect. Quite a few people asked calling where you were, and I'm fairly certain he would have been able to hear that audio. Their hearing is much better than ours. We couldn't hear it though, and to give an idea of how far a human can hear it from, it's around 5 miles. Now, that's the maximum distance that you would be able to hear them vocalizing from, and that is in perfect conditions. So this evening, and the fact that the terrain was quite undulating and there was a little bit of a breeze, we couldn't hear the audio from where we were, he wouldn't be worried. And they do come across lion very often and avoid lion very often. And this same leopard that we are looking at now actually hung around and attempted to steal kills from that same male lion and that male lion's one coalition partner. The two of them managed to take down a buffalo a couple of months back. And Djuma obviously heard the commotion and stuck around, and we actually saw him with the hoof of a buffalo that he stole from the kill after the lions had moved off. We didn't actually see him stealing from the lion during the 2 days that they fed on the buffalo, but that's not to say he didn't manage to sneak in while they were there and steal from them. They are masters of being elusive and disappearing, and they know that, so they occasionally take chances even with male lions. An update from Brent. The lion has got up and moved off, so there's no to look for something else. Who knows what? Feed up the tree and feed a little bit more on the kill. Quite possibly. Let's wait and see. It could be, on the other hand, that he's thinking of going for a drink at the dam. We'll just wait a moment or two and see if he doesn't go up the tree. And either way, it'll be better for us to view him from that side if he does go up. So let's just go around. It's just quite tricky to get there from where we are here. So we don't want to go around there unnecessarily. Vehicles are incredible what they can do. And just as well, otherwise we wouldn't be able to get to a lot of the places we do need to get to be able to show you what goes on out here. Well, I'm hoping, like I say, that he's going to have got onto the road and started heading up towards the dam. We're only a few hundred meters away from it, and I'm guessing he's gone to quench his thirst. Which is wonderful prospects, because that is another thing that I really love viewing, and it is leopards drinking, or any animals really drinking. Is good quality, be it elephants or impala or leopard. It's always great to watch. So I'm going to go with my gut feel, not spend too much time looking for him there, and with a bit of luck we're going to turn around this corner and see him walking down the road. Not this corner, maybe the next one. Okay folks, Brent's found something really interesting, so I hope you enjoy what he's got in store for you.
Okay, we're gonna go live.
We're going to go live shortly. Welcome back, guys. So we left that male lion And Andrew kindly called us, and he found 2 leopards at Twin Dams. It's from what I'm hearing, it's Mvula and a female called Kwatile. And they have been mating in the property to the south of us. So there's it's likely that they are mating, so we will stay with them. I heard from at the Rangers meeting today that they have been mating in the property to the south of us. So this is the first time I've seen the Kwatile female. You guys obviously probably have a better idea about where she's from and who she is, so could you let Nikki know a bit about her history so she can fill me in?
My colleague is right here. Thanks, Brent.
Thanks very much, Andrew. Cheers, guys. Have a great evening.
Come down there.
Get it. Perfect, huh? There you go. They're lying up on the wall, so we're gonna actually go move around underneath them. Let's just try and just in case she decides to do exactly what she's doing. So leopard females can be very flirty when they want to mate. They'll literally wipe their tail under the male's nose. And leopard females will move out of territory to mate. Okay, so we're just going to try and move around to a better position. We'll be with them in a sec. Hold on. It's going to be a bit bumpy, but it's the shortest route. Boom, 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 boom. Big hole. Thank you very much, Romeo. That could have seen me lose a cameraman if I'd hit that one. There's the male. Now where's the female? It's probably just below him. So hold on, guys. We're gonna go down this steep little bank. See if we can find a way in, which I'm pretty sure I can. Yeah. Below down one. FM. But if you've got a good visual there, no worries. Which is better, like that?
I like that, it's more romantic.
Okay, there we go. That's why he's called Romeo. So for those of you here clicking, it's just my camera. Go ahead, Lex. OFM, best visual is below the dam where I am, and there's plenty of space.
Opened it. I put the lights on, open it. Lights on? Right. I put the lights on.
Right, they've decided to move now. Over here. I think, sorry guys, I just need to try to find a way. Watch out.
Sorry.
Watch the holes for me from up high there, Romeo. Oh, jeepers. Maybe we should really disconnect those routers. Got too many buttons on these cars. Leave our lights off with the yellow lights, much nicer. Isn't that a beautiful shot? Oh, isn't that stunning, guys? We have been spoilt rotten tonight. Next coming. Next coming. Do you have any information on this female, Kwatile, yet? Copy, thanks very much. So she's about to roll, or she's rolling or rubbing on, is that buffalo dung? Look like. So I'm not sure where she holds territory, but as far as I know, this is one of the core parts of Karula's territory. But female leopards will move out of territory to mate. She'll mate with all the male leopards that might possibly hold territory in her area, and she does this to try and make sure that all of them think that the cubs are theirs. And we can hear that male lion in the distance, the one we were watching a bit earlier. Okay, so next just stand by. Next just give me a little bits, please. So her name is Kwatile, which means the angry one. She was born in July 2007. Okay, next carry on. She's the southern territorial female and the last remaining cub of Djuma. She is now the southern neighbor of her mother. She apparently killed an adult male. Oh, just hang on, I'm going to talk about what she's doing now. So that's leopard flirting, pretty much. Growling. She's trying to entice Mvula into mating. He doesn't look very interested, which means they could have been mating for a few days. So quite often leopards will mate for 4 or 5 days, generally about every 15 minutes for those 4 or 5 days. And quite often it's the male that will end the mating and try and move away from the female. But if we hang around, we might see some action. They've asked me to put it on the male. So apparently she did have a young male cub, but it was it was killed. So this is probably why she's mating again now. And I'm just going to move this spotlight a little bit. Unfortunately, that's about the most information Nikki can find on her. And the reason she is on Djuma is because of the mating. So she's moved out of territory to mate. Because obviously Mvula will be one of the male leopards that holds territory that close to her natal territory. So apparently, sorry, next go again. I had to listen to the Game Drive channel. Apparently she's normally seen in the southern sections of Arathusa. So apparently she was seen mating with Mvula in late December 2014. She could have miscarried or lost a cub without anyone knowing in this short time period, and that is causing her to mate again. Mvula with a bit of scent marking. So female leopards will almost harass males after a few days to keep mating. She might try again now and right in front of us, hopefully, with leopard flirting. She's quite a pretty female. Apparently there's a few of you guys out there that are worried that the light is interfering. You can see this is very natural behavior. They behave like this during the day, so it's very unlikely that the light is actually interfering with them. As you can see, they're completely carrying on as they would normally. Thanks, next. From Erin Fowler, she says Kwatile has mated with Mvula, Tingana, and what was the third male in the last 3 or 4 months?
I don't know, but it's unknown to me.
Lamula. So it possibly means is since she lost that last cub, she hasn't got pregnant from the mating. So she's continued mating, and you can see Mvula's rolling in the exact same patch of dung that Kwatile did a few minutes ago.
So romantic.
he's caught something. Oh, he's a scrub hare. He just chased a scrub hare right in front of the vehicle. That was very close. He's right there. He just took off after that scrub hare. He looks quite hungry. He's been mating for a few days, that's probably why. Well, she is a very pretty little leopard, but good looking. So we've been in a really good spot quite a while, so we're going to let some of the other vehicles go in front of us for a while, but don't worry, we're not going anywhere, we're staying with them. You're still after that scrub hare. How's it, Lex?
Great, how are you, man?
Very well, and yourself?
Good.
That's so nice. Pretty good female, eh?
Yeah.
I think, are they going back? I might loop around the other side of the dam. We're just going to give the other guys a chance up in front. What we're going to do is loop around to where they're going. That was incredible. Did you see how quickly Mvula turned his speed there? He saw something we couldn't and he just charged off. That scrub hare was definitely a bit quicker. Is that from you next? Cecilia on Twitter is much smarter than me, because I didn't even think about that. Said he was chasing the Easter Bunny. Oh. I see them. A leg's coming. Two six lionesses look like they're going to move into that position as well. They are just behind the dam wall crossing from front. So guys, just to give you an update, we've got two lionesses moving towards those leopards. The two six lionesses. They're directly in front of me now. I'll put the lights on. Oops. Don't want to blind Paul Craig. But you'll see the spotlight ahead of me. Two lionesses are about to arrive. Next, do you copy that? Could you just update Scott? Okay, so just update them. The leopards are heading back towards the boundary, but the two six lionesses are now on the boundary. So we're just going to stand by here because the other guys are with the leopards.
Is this real life?
So this could get very interesting very shortly, guys. too many radios in this car. FM. This was actually discussed at the Rangers meeting today, and it's stationary sighting takes preference, but both sightings are mobile. So I think I'll speak to Lex and see what he thinks. I'll come in with the lines. Copy, I will do. Go ahead. Copy. These two lines are coming west now on that road that goes around the back of Twin Dams. How big is big? Huge. Like big enough that we wouldn't make it out of that hole?
Don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. Big hole.
Straight.
Really big hole. When my cameraman starts going, big hole, big hole, big hole, I start listening. Yeah. I went off on this big path. I'm just going to loop around. Copy next. Yeah. I might go for a drink. There we are. I'm not sure what you mean by that. So guys, a lot of people are wondering what happens if the lion and the leopard have to meet. I think I heard the lions uttering quite low contact calls, and I think they probably heard the leopard flirting. But I'm probably sure the leopard would move away from them as fast as possible. Legs coming. So apparently Mvula is quite close to us here. I'm just going to find out. He could actually sneak into the bush and just watch the lions. So Mvula is probably 50 meters off directly in front of us. The lions are now moving off to our, or straight at us, almost. So you're going to see now, you're going to see the other vehicle in front of us. There, that is where Mvula is, and he's hiding in that bush, just watching the lions go past, I think. He's with Lex, apparently, at that bush. Oh, that's not Lex. I thought it was. Sorry. So that wasn't where the leopard was. Legs coming. Cheers, Val. Legs, from the last position I had you, where are you now? Okay, copy that. Lines have come off that road and are heading almost due west now. FM, we got it. The lines have heard it as well.
So the leopards have moved through, come across the garden.
The line's now jogging towards where those Impala alarm calls are coming from. Copy, thanks, Craig. There's an old 2-track that I'm on at the moment. Copy, thanks. Next, these 2 lionesses are making a beeline for your position. It's always difficult following an animal through a thick block, and at night it becomes that much more difficult, even with all our extra lights. Go ahead, Gav. Depends how far we're in the block between Weaver's Nest and Twin Downs. Let's is with Kwatile and Mvula, and we're following the 2 sticks lionesses. We're making the way towards that position. Alex, I've got your visual. Alex, I'm directly behind you. There's one lioness between you and I, and another lioness just slightly to the west. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm gonna move out, rather not interfere. So what happens, guys, is the leopards were spotted by some Impala, and they started alarm calling. Let's turn our lights off. And they started alarm calling. And the lions started jogging towards that area. So the lions started jogging towards where the leopards are. And Lex, who's another vehicle, and I've just had a discussion, we don't want to adversely interfere. By crashing around, we might make it easier for the lions to sneak up on the leopards and surprise them because we're interfering with the hearing. So, affirm. So what we're going to do now is we'll switch off. I think we're probably going to move out of the area. We obviously don't want to interfere, and especially in a situation like that where due to human influence an animal might be killed. This would be a slightly different situation if it wasn't so thick and we didn't crash through the bush so much. So, guys, Scott and VM have asked me to sign out for them. Obviously, we had quite a lot of action where we were, so we stayed with us. So, from us here at WildEarth, we're going to move out and head home. We will definitely come follow up on the tracks and try to figure out what happened in the morning. But obviously, as I said, we don't want to interfere. So, it's been a really amazing, exciting afternoon. I mean, a lucky lion, actually 3 lucky lions. When we thought we weren't going to see any, and then also really nice to see a male and female leopard together and see a bit of that interaction while she was trying to get Mvula to mate with her. But from Romeo and myself and Scott, Vim and Nikki and FC, it's been great having you all with us, and we look forward to joining us all again in the morning to do it all over again. Good night.